please introduce yourself as independent empowered.
So my name is Shruti Sharma. I was born in Bijnor, educated in New Delhi. I have been a student of history, sir. I like to learn new things, explore new cultures through food, cinema, languages and books. And I would like to label myself as an optimist, sir. I have been a student of history, so history is something which deeply motivates me. At the same time, sir, I do wish to enter the civil services and make some change in the world and in the society around me. And issues of women, issues of governance, issues of education deeply interest me, sir.
What is history?
So history in simple terms can be seen as a study of the past, but it is not merely a study of facts, but how, why they happened, and attempts to learn from them can be seen as the study of history, sir.
Can history will create a war for future? If you have a lot of conflicts about the evidences, there are two types of ways, such as a Macaulay way of history and rewriting history in the Indian context. Will it create a lot of chaos in the Indian society?
Sir, I believe debate and discussion is essential in any democracy, sir. And as long as those discussions and debates are not based in hatred, are not based in conflict, are not based in violence, sir, I think any sort of debate and discussion can lead to a more fruitful result rather than conflicts. The police services are a highly valued services in the entire administrative spectrum, sir. And I do believe that the power and the change that a police servant can bring to the lives of the people and the immediate recourse to any individual who has been struck by a personal issue, the immediacy with which a police officer can solve those issues is of utmost importance, sir, in the welfare of the people, sir.
So, do you think common man feels sort of confident in approaching a policeman? If not, why?
Yes, sir. So, I do believe in certain cases, there are certain problems with the institution, as there are with all institutions, sir, that in terms of implementation, sometimes in certain areas the policeman is seen as aloof or not completely understanding or being sensitive to the concerns of the people, sir. But I think police reforms are ongoing, and the administration itself is working to bring about reforms, which is reducing.
You said about reforms. Yeah. I think there has been a sort of Supreme Court judgment also.
Yes,
reforms in the police. Can you throw some light on that judgment, famous judgment? And what changes have been suggested by the Supreme Court? Honorable Supreme Court.
Sir, I think it is the Prakash Singh judgment which talked about reform in the criminal justice system, sir. So, increasing greater accountability was an aspect of those reforms, sir. At the same time, not all of the reforms of the Prakash Singh judgment have been implemented in terms of independent appointment of police officers.
Can you name one, point which is quite important in that judgment? The directions which have been given.
Yes, sir. Sir, I'm sorry, I can't recollect fully, but I think there was a police establishment board and the state, which was an independent body to appoint the police officers.
Okay, my last question to you. What 2 steps, suppose you are selected and posted in the district,
yes,
what 2-3 steps you would like to initiate to improve the security of women in your area?
So, I've been educated in Delhi, and the issue of women's safety is an important concern in Delhi specifically, sir. So, sir, I think women's safety is not about a single step or a few steps. It needs to be an overall environment that we need to provide to women where they can safely travel. So, transit-oriented development where there are
as a police officer, what 2-3 steps you immediately would like to take?
Sir, firstly, reducing dark spaces. So, use of technology such as CCTV cameras to ensure that any dark spaces where criminals can
dark
happen.
spots. Okay.
Yes, sir. So secondly, ensuring that immediate services are provided, so a helpline number and women constables and community policing of sorts, so that the gap between the people and the police is reduced in the long run and they can feel comfortable talking to the police can be another step.
Okay, thank you.
Hello Shruti, how are you?
Yes, sir.
You are from Bijnor.
Yes, sir.
Describe Bijnor.
Sir, Bijnor is a district located in western UP, sir. And the river Ganga flows through it. So it is a very fertile district, and therefore sugarcane is one of the major crops of Bijnor, and correspondingly the sugar industry is very well developed with more than 5 biggest sugar mills located in the district, sir. In terms of historical importance, the place Vidurkati is associated with it, and the birthplace of King Bharat. In terms of personalities, sir, important poets like Dushyant Kumar, film personalities like Vishal Bharadwaj, and even historical figures like Abul Fazl and Faizi associated with Akbar's court are linked with Bijnor, sir.
Good. Why do you consider yourself as an ideal candidate for civil services?
Sir, I think I have certain qualities which may make me an appropriate candidate for the job, sir. Firstly, I think, sir, my personalized ethic of dedication and ability to work well with deadlines in an organized manner, sir, is something that makes me appropriate for the job. Secondly, sir, my ability to work well in teams, as I have been told by some of my friends as well. I do have good interpersonal skills, and in the past also I have been able to work well in groups, so that is an advantage, sir. So thirdly, I think my interest in the field, my interest in serving people around me, and my dedication towards that goal, sir, is something that makes me a fit for the jobs.
Fantastic. You have been a cultural secretary in St. Stephen's College.
Sir, I was a cultural secretary in my school, sir, Sardar Patel
School.
Vidyalaya.
Okay, fine. Okay, so my last question is, when you were introducing yourself, you said you want to be a change agent. Suppose you are a district magistrate of a district which has a tradition of traditional scent industry, but it has died down over a period of time. So you being the leader in that administration, and you are asked to revive that industry. So what are the steps you are going to take?
So India specifically has been very famous for its attars and itr. So I think putting that on a certain pedestal and taking from our government schemes such as Brand India, which not only focus on the local market, but also using technology such as portals to put forward this idea of Brand India in the context of scents or attars, can be one step that should be taken. Secondly, sir, using and employing the abilities of the local people. And there are certain knowledge bases which only the local people have, and certain ways of making scents, say in the Kannauj area, which have unique ways of making scents. So those can be employed and tackled, hopefully. So thirdly, introducing certain supervisors who have a knowledge of this industry and working on the micro level is also certain things that I think I will do, sir.
Thank you.
Shruti, you was a elected class representative in your college or school time. Why don't you trying your future in politics in India instead of coming to civil services?
Politics is a good way of representing one's electorate in a democracy. At the same time, sir, I personally believe that civil services provides me an avenue where it can be a scope for personal learning, where the diversity of the services will provide me a better platform to better use my capabilities in the administrative realm. So
Shruti, I will continue with history only. You are a student of history. So can you tell me how historically Ashoka and Buddhism are related to each other?
Sir, Ashoka, King Ashoka is known as one of the first upasaks of Buddhism, where not only was he a personal believer in the ideas of Buddhism, but also used it in his administration. So his idea of Dhamma was propagated through the whole of India through his pillar edicts and rock edicts. So in that way, they are connected.
So you studied in Delhi also. So you are aware about the Delhi model of education?
Yes, sir.
Can you brief me a few points?
So the Delhi model of education has been considered a relatively successful model of education, where recently the pass percentage and the result of the government schools has been even better than the private schools, and a number of steps have been taken in that direction. Firstly, sir, is the emphasis on infrastructure and improving the infrastructure of the schools. Secondly, sir, is the involvement of parents in the school management committees, which has increased the accountability of the schools as well as the teachers. thirdly, sir, is the emphasis on teacher training, and even links have been made with foreign universities and foreign colleges to increase teacher training, and the reward mechanism has also increased through yearly teacher awards, which increases their status. Fourthly, sir, is the change in the curriculum. So certain unique aspects have been brought in, such as the happiness curriculum, which not only focuses on the rote learning and the academic curriculum, but also emotional education and social emotional education. So these are the steps, sir, which have made it a success.
So my last question to you, there is so much hype recently about Korean cinema, So what do you think our Bollywood is missing if you compare it with the Korean cinema or the world cinema?
Yes, sir. So Bollywood is one of the largest making industries in the world. Yet it has not received the sort of accolades that we have won. Although recently one of our documentaries, Writing with Fire, was awarded an Oscar in the recent awards. At the same time, sir, I think an emphasis on our regional audiences is something that Bollywood focuses on. So a greater diversity of topics moving beyond romance is something that can be done and is being done constantly. So sir, I think it is an ongoing process which is happening, sir.
One of the question for you. Explain freedom of expression in the terms of the Western cinema and Indian cinema, especially in the terms of the Schindler List and the Kashmir Files. Are we ready to take such serious matter, as you mentioned that a lot of dancing and music happening in the Indian cinema? Can you please define the difference between the Schindler List and the Kashmir Files, the recent controversy?
Sir, Article 19 of the Constitution does provide us with the freedom of speech and expression, sir. Sir, Schindler's List is a movie related to Nazi Germany and highlighting the entire Holocaust and the atrocities that happened during the Holocaust. The Kashmir Files is a movie about the Kashmiri Pandits and the atrocities that happened in Kashmir against them. Both are very good representations of how cinema can be an avenue for talking about historical injustices and the idea of freedom of expression, sir. Sir, I do think that we as a society are ready for such discussions to take place, and the popularity of the movie is an indicator that such discussions are happening and should be allowed in a healthy democracy, sir.
But there is a lot of controversy in comparison to the Schindler's List.
Yes, sir.
So, are we ready to take these kind of controversial subjects right now?
So I think any sort of debate and discussion is healthy as long as it does not lead to violence or hurting any other person, sir. So I think we are ready, sir, for such expansion of freedom of expression.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
We are very hopeful that you'll win list.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.